What's going on, everyone? This is a short video on how to create a notched button in Webflow. Now, what I mean by a notched button, or actually not just a button, but really any element that you want a notch, is something like this button right here, where it has those corners that are kind of cut off and creates a little notch. And that's why we call it notch. This style was actually made popular by the recent website, not recent, probably a couple of years ago, by Cybertruck, where they had a notched button just like this. We actually used this similar model of a button to our recent website build called for a company called Millennium Space Systems, and we actually did a case study on this website build. If you're interested in watching that, you can go ahead and watch that by clicking the link up here, and we use that notched button in many of our buttons here. So let's go ahead and learn how to create this button in Webflow. Now, real quick, as a quick introduction, my name is R.R. Abrat, and I am a web designer and web developer. If this is your first time coming to our channel, this channel is to give tips and tools for designers such as yourself. And also we give sometimes some Webflow tutorials. I personally work at a company called Webflow, which is a web development software. And I recommend you check that out. I do have a link below if you're interested in checking out Webflow. Click that link below so you can sign up with Webflow. Now, this is a tutorial for this notched button. Now, usually, this actually, when you look at it on the surface, you think this is probably something that's pretty easy to do. It's actually a lot harder to do, not just in Webflow, but even just in custom code in general. It's actually a little more difficult, but we're going to go teach you how to actually do it pretty easily here in Webflow. Now, the typical workflow when people create a notch button like this is they do an SVG. They either create this image of a notched button or a notched box or whatever in whatever software to use, Figma, Photoshop, or whatever, or they have that SVG code and they put it in Webflow. The problem with that is a lot of times those SVGs are not going to be responsive. What if the text on your button is longer, similar to this one, or the text is larger? It's not going to be responsive. So what we're actually going to do is teach you how to create a responsive notched button or element in Webflow. All right. So, by the way, real quick about this, we do have a clonable on this, and I'm going to put the link down on the description below. It's in my profile, a public profile in Webflow. You can get the clonable, download this. You can have the custom code, all of that stuff. If you want to just copy this, go ahead and do that. Let's go talk about this. It actually starts out in the custom code. So let's go ahead and go to Designer right now. And here's our notch button. As you can see, it looks like a regular button. Now, if we go to the project settings and go to the custom code, we have a code that we did, which is a style, and this is a clip path CSS style. And what we're actually doing is we're creating this shape through custom code. And later on, I'm going to show you exactly how you can modify this to however you want and how this code has been created. Like I said, this is a clonable. You can just copy this, paste this to whatever project you're working on, and have this code. Now, first of all, you may be asking, why did you put it in the project settings? Why is it not just an embed? Well, the reason why I actually want to go ahead and put this in the project settings, because then it becomes universal. And then what I do is I set this style to a class, and the class that I use is notch. So anytime I have a button, anytime I have an element that I need to add a notch to, I don't have to look for the embed. I don't have to look for the custom code. All I have to do is type in a secondary class called notch, and automatically that button or that element will have a notch on it. Okay. So what I want you to do is go ahead and get that custom code, put it on the head tag, and maybe label it like notch styling or something like that. And then we'll go to the designer. Now, there are two ways you can make this button. Okay. First off, this is the normal way, which is a regular button. All you have to do, as you can see, we created a class for it called button. And all we did is add a secondary class called notch. That notch all of a sudden kind of tells Webflow, all right, input that style, that notch, put it on this button. And then we have another button, which is one with an outline. Now, this becomes a little trickier. You actually can't do this as a regular button. Okay. This has to be a button, two elements. One is a link block, and then inside there is a div block. The link block will say button outside, and then the div block will say button inside. And the button inside will act as the button. So you'll have that padding over here in the button inside, but the button outside will have just a simple 1 pixel padding around it. And then whatever color you want that to be, you would set that as the background color. Okay, set that as the background color, and whatever, however width you want it. If you want it to be like 3 pixels or 4 pixels weight, all you have to do is change the padding, just like this. If we were to go over here and change up the padding, notice the border becomes thicker. So we create the illusion that there is a border when in fact what it is you have a button in the back which is white, and then a button in the front which is black, or same as the background color, giving the illusion that is a transparent button. Okay. And then what we do is we add the notch class on both of them. You add them on the button outside and then add it on the button inside. Now, I included on the clonable an extra button, which right here is actually just a div block called test. And inside there, we have the embed. One thing about with the embed, when you put an embed, you actually can see the style right away. A lot of times when you put an embed as CSS as an embed in Webflow, you can actually see these styles automatically in the designer, which is really cool. But I put this button in there for testing, or this div block actually, for testing purposes. That's why I put there, use this one for testing the code. And we can go over here and then let's dissect the code. Okay. So here's the HTML embed. I'll put the class here as test because that will be affecting this box right here. And this is the clip path polygon. And how can you edit this? So notice here, I'll put some labels: top left, top right horizontal, top right vertical, so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and correlate this together. The top left is 0, 0. What you're doing here is you're kind of inserting dots. It's almost as if creating a vector in Figma or in Photoshop, and you're inserting dots on where you want these the points of the shape to be. Excuse me. And actually, if you get good at this, you can create these custom shapes and all that stuff. Is actually pretty fun. So it starts out with 0, 0. That's the top left. So if you think about it as a grid, let me see here on the camera view. Right here is 0, 0, and then you would move. You would kind of create a box kind of around clockwise. Okay, so 0, 0 right here, and notice what I did for top right horizontal. That's this dot. So that's the 0, 0 dot right here, and then this this top right horizontal dot. What we're saying is let's put another dot on the calculation 100%, meaning the full width of the button, minus 15 pixels. So notice here, this is the 100%, 0, 100%, and then 15 pixels, which is minus 15. So we're stopping right here. And then the 0 is the height. So remember this, the first one is where it stops horizontally. The second number is where it stops vertically. Okay, or where it starts or stops vertically. So 0. Then this is the top right vertical. That's the third dot, which is right here, or the third corner. Think about them as corners. This right here would be our third corner. So that's 100%, meaning the full width of the box, and then 15 pixels down right there. So we're really just mapping these dots. Okay. And then we go down, which is 100%. Now, 100% is important. We don't want to send actual pixel because then it won't be responsive. 100% means that however tall, however wide the element's going to be, it's going to be on full. Okay. 100%, 100% right here, meaning this dot. 100% of the width, or I'm going the wrong way. 100% of the width, 100% of the height. And then the next dot, which is 15 pixels, 100%. So we're saying 100%. We're saying 15 pixels right here. So horizontally, 15 pixels right there. And then as far as height, is 100% because it's all the way down to the bottom. And notice here, this is our 0 calculation, meaning 0, that's the corner right here. And then 100% minus 15 pixels. And then it will automatically connect. So think about it like creating a vector through custom code. Now, you may say, well, what if we have a big element, such as in Millennium Space, where we have this right here? It's a much bigger notch. What you can do is actually create a secondary class. And that is why we created this testing. We can create a secondary class, and you could do, instead of 100% minus 15, you can make it maybe 25. Or 35 or 50, however you think you would need it. And then you can create another class called maybe notch big or notch 2, and then use that as the secondary class for your notch. Okay, I'm sorry if that was a very long explanation, but I also wanted to make sure that you understand the whole reasoning why we use this. I hope that was a help Please, if you need any more information, go ahead and download the clonable so you can understand how it works from behind the scenes. If you have any questions, place them in the comments below. I hope these tutorials have been helping you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Webflow tutorials, web design content, some tips and tools for you designers out there. All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.